Welcome to the first of our digital solutions, not digital signage, digital solutions track sessions. We've got 5 sessions lined up over the course of the next 3 days. And you see the topics there. And so just in terms of the overall flow, we talk about getting more buyers and getting the attention of more buyers so that we can steal market share from you. So we're going to talk about how we can be aggressive and impressive out at the edge. I don't know if that's what anybody else calls it. I'm calling it the edge. It's pre-funnel stuff. It gets people to our funnel. How do we get more attention and engagement down the funnel? That's the topic today. Then the 2 sessions tomorrow will be, I would say, top to mid funnel, and the 3 keywords I've got there are virtualization, visualization, and interactivity. Then we will dive once again deeply into Digital Design Center on the customer experience and option sales maximization piece, and then we will talk about a critical topic on to close out, that is the blending of digital, in-person, and virtual. We've got a blended world here. We have to understand strengths and weaknesses. Tomorrow morning, I will not be moderating the session. We'll have Anya Chrysanthon doing it because I have an emergency from a sick presenter, so I'll be talking about tech and the finishes and personalization, but otherwise I will be your host or anchor for all of these sessions. So, click, 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 happen. There we go. So again, getting folks into the funnel is our main charge here. We're going to highlight tools and tactics for getting that done. Our presenters in alphabetical order, not in spatial order. Greg Bray down at the corner is, he's the president of Blue Tangerine, which is a broad-based digital marketing consultancy and agency for the home building industry. Lots of different tool sets that he takes advantage of. Then we've got Robert Cowes, who's the president and CEO of Smart Touch Interactive. And we've got Meredith. Oops, Mina, where are you? There you are. Okay, you're down the line there. But it's out of order. But Meredith, alphabetically, is the director or VP of digital strategy for Shea Homes. And we've seen her at a number of events over the years. Thanks for coming, Meredith, and sharing. And then we've got Kadra Evans, who you've heard from earlier in the day in our executive forum, who's the Director of Industry Relations for New Construction, Zillow. And then finally, Mina. Not mine, we had the mine presentation, but this is Mina from Oda Studio. So the flow is going to be, Kadra and I are going to have a little chat here about, and it's by the numbers, what's going on with online home shopping and the buyers. Meredith's going to showcase Shea's way of being aggressive and impressive on Zillow in particular. Mina will showcase some enhancements, some newer enhancements to listings. Robert's going to talk about netting more buyers with some case studies with search, geofencing, and retargeting. And then Greg will kind of take us a little bit down the funnel from a search to the initial engagement on the website and getting folks flowing down. So, and then we've got, if we've got time, we've got some tips for the digital edge that all of the panelists put forward. So that's our flow. So this is our conversation. This is a look at some statistics that were provided that are about the percentage of shoppers and then actual buyers that are viewing online listings, real estate listings, new home listings, et cetera. And I think, this is hopefully something that people are understanding, the very high percentages of shoppers and buyers that are either starting their journey online or eventually making it online to a listing service to take that in. So do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, so I think the numbers kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to look at, so you can see those dark blue lines on the graph. That's kind of your how buyers are starting their shopping experience. Then if you look at the lighter blue, that's, in hindsight, how many buyers actually used online services, and it's nearly 100% across all generations, even across boomers and then the silent generation, which is the next oldest. So what that says to me, and we talked about this a little bit this morning, if new construction, if builders want to win eyeballs, it starts right here. So maybe a buyer drives by a community and they're interested. Well, then where do they go to follow up? They go online and then they start their home search there. So in order to win those eyeballs, it's critical that you're doing it from the beginning of the journey.
And silent generation is between greatest generation and baby boomers, or?
I think the silent generation and the greatest generation might be the same.
Oh, okay, they became silent
It's
later.
only silent in the fact that they're really not technology forward.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I could be wrong.
And then
Good question.
I think this is a really important slide to look at, which is it's important to Zillow for sure. It's the percentage of monthly visitors, and it's the number of monthly visitors in millions, and kind of how that breaks out. And you guys almost have 50% of the traffic of the different real estate listing services. And we saw that most buyers are either starting or eventually making it to these online listing services, and you could see how the eyeballs are distributed here. So my point would be, if you want to get their attention, you got to be playing in that space.
Absolutely.
I assume that's
Absolutely. And I think there's a lot to be said there's a lot of comparisons between what Zillow is doing for the consumer experience and what builders should be doing for the consumer experience. We have a core value at Zillow that's consumers are our North Star. So everything that we do, everything that we develop is so that we can delight consumers online in that shopping experience. And that should be what everybody's doing, because if you don't, then they're going elsewhere. They're going to the next best thing who's providing that experience for them. So that's how we remain where we are as far as market share.
So this is digging in a little bit more on your platform.
A lot more.
In terms of what works. Do you want to take us on a little tour through these data points?
I wish these were my numbers. We've got some very smart data scientists at Zillow, and they have found some pretty interesting things as far as photo count, how many characters should be in your listing descriptions. I mean, we could get real data-driven here, but we're going to give it a high level. So you need more than 10 photos on your listings, plain and simple. 20 to 50 is kind of optimal, especially if you're competing with resales. And after 50 photos, the returns are kind of diminishing. So don't worry about getting more than 50 photos on your listings.
We've heard from Ken at Shea that his take was the average new home listing only had 3 images, at least as of last year. And then the average existing used home was at 35. So I've been using the expression where we unilaterally surrender at the first point of contact with the buyers. So if we're going to be in the place where most of the eyeballs are, we better do a better job there.
Yeah, or there's a picture of, a half-completed house with a dirt yard in front. They're not compelling images, so you have to figure out a way to bring those eyeballs to your listings.
And then you have a lot of stuff.
There's so many things.
Yeah.
We don't have to go line by line. You guys can read and take pictures. But yes.
Let's talk about this, because I know this is really important. The rich media.
At Zillow, we call it a rich media experience, meaning that you've got more than just listing photos on your listings. You've got 3D tours, interactive floor plans are a must, especially for new construction homes. If you can't see and feel and touch a home in person, then you have to be able to do it online. And the data is showing that this stuff works. So 68% more views on listings that have 3D homes, have 3D tours, 36% more saves. These are significant numbers, especially when we're talking about this more limited buyer pool that we've got in this more challenging market. We do consumer housing trends reports every year, survey thousands of home buyers, sellers, renters, and buyers are telling us that they're wasting time on properties that don't meet their criteria because there's not this rich media experience online. So they're spinning their wheels on properties that ultimately are not just a good fit. So guess who else's time they're wasting besides their own? Yours. So it's really important to just give them all the information they need from first glance and then take them through the journey from there.
And then I put this question in here, and I don't know if you know the answer, but are the builders showing floor plan flexibility in their listings? If this is such an important factor, somebody's disqualifying based on a floor plan, but there's multiple plans available, are we showing that?
You know, we have some experts on home building listings that I work with that are not on this stage that might know the answer to that.
Okay.
We'll find them out.
Well, maybe
for those.
Meredith will tell us what Shay's
See,
approach
yeah,
is in that
Meredith.
regard.
Do you have an answer for that?
Yeah.
I do. If you are sending your interactive floor plan, Zillow will accept that, and then it should work to show the different options.